Good morning, it's Alex here. It's Friday morning, 6th of not January, 6th of December. I've had a bit of a stressful morning with a few technical hitches on the Eventbrite website, or with me understanding the Eventbrite website properly. Anyway, that's just for the sewing meetup, but it's all resolved, and so far so good. Lots of people are buying tickets. That might even be an email. Oh, yeah, that's another one. So anyway, I was feeling a bit stressed, so I thought the best thing to do was to go and have a shower and get dressed and stick some makeup on and get on with my day. Yesterday was a bit of a domestic kind of a day, although I did get some painting done. It is, so that is our hallway, and obviously up there is landing. As you can see, I've been trying out some paint samples. We decided that it was all a bit boring. We had it plastered about 4 years ago and painted it white, which personally I think was a bit of a daft colour to paint it with teenagers and dogs. And it's all looking a bit tatty, and it's certainly very boring. So we have decided to paint each door and door frame a different colour. Hence all these random colours. I'm going to paint the lower part from skirting board to dado rail a pale pink colour, and then one of these doors and door frames is going to be teal, and the other one I think is blue. I think it's actually going to be these two, and then upstairs we're going to have an orange and a yellow and this colour and a red. Those of us that are football fans definitely don't want the red, so yeah, not quite sure who's going to get that. Just wanted it kind of rainbow colours, so I thought I'd better make a start while I'm at it. Let me show you the back of our front door. Wonder who did that. Miss Lola. So I'll probably have to paint that as well. So I've done the first coat of the first door and a little bit of the pink, which is a little bit brighter than I wanted, but I'm going to keep an open mind about it. Tomorrow I'll do the second coat and then the first coat of the other door that you can see there. It's not going well this morning. I did have a bit of a tidy yesterday, so I picked up, this is the fabric I bought from Fabric Edit, who is Jay, Camden Stitch. And it was already cut out. I did that at the weekend, so I thought I'd make this top. It's a style arc pattern, and you can see it's quite big pattern pieces with dolman sleeves. That's the left front, no, that's the right front, that's the left front, and guess which idiot cut out two of the same piece. So it's made me grumpy. I've just folded up the fabric. I will attempt to make something else out of it another time, and I'm going to come back to it. But what did make me laugh was, while I was doing it, look who I had on in the background, and she's not having a good time either. So there you go. Nice fabric, Jay, but I've buggered it up. Hi, it's me, I'm back. It is Saturday lunchtime, Saturday 7th, and I think I left off when things weren't going great. Anyway, I decided yesterday afternoon to make a start on the shirt dress that I was talking about making in my fabric haul. So I chose a pattern from Style Arc, which is called the Armidale dress, something like that. And I've got as far as making the bodice, or nearly all of the bodice so far. It's one of those where you've got a facing at the front and a back facing, so there's no collar stand, so the facings haven't gone on yet, but the bodice has been made, the sleeves are in, it's short sleeved. I was hoping that I had enough fabric to make long sleeves, but it wasn't going to happen, so I'll just wear a long sleeve top underneath it in the winter, so that's fine. So I'm enjoying making that, and that's great. I haven't done any yet today. Yesterday I was a bit busy the tickets had gone live for the sewing meetup, and that was brilliant because we sold out of, so we had 36 tickets and all of them were gone by about 5:30, so that was great. But we did decide that the thing to do was to go and have a celebratory drink in the local pub, and we'd ordered a Chinese takeaway because my daughter was a bit stressed about A-levels, and so we said she could choose, so that's what she wanted. And yeah, so went to the pub, stayed a little bit longer than planned because some friends turned up. I had 3 drinks, only singles, and this morning I felt absolutely dreadful, not hungover dreadful at all, but down, like really down, really teary. I've been very sluggish this week and just not myself at all since I have been back on carbs, and I think 3 nights this week I've had a couple of drinks and no more than 2. So this morning, yeah, I've just made the decision that clearly I am not good with alcohol, or alcohol is not good for me. So I've just, you know, it's absolute nonsense, arbitrary nonsense that it's December. I'm just not going to drink. Definitely not going to drink. I'm going back on the diet. I've had pigs in blankets this morning. And yeah, so all my carbs are going to come from veg, and that's just works best for me. And you know, yeah, it was lovely to have a mince pie, but it's not lovely to feel dreadful. And yeah, I couldn't believe the contrast in my mood. So I want to go back to being lively and sharp and not sluggish and all the rest of it. So that's where I am now. So we've got the Manchester Derby this afternoon at 5:30, and we are big Manchester City fans in this house. So instead of going to the pub to watch the match, which was what we were going to do, we are going to stay at home and watch it with a nice cup of tea. Anyway, this morning, apart from nipping to Tesco's, which was not exciting, I had a quick flying visit into my local Abercarns, and I mean flying because Dave was outside in the car, and picked up some eyelets so I can finish off doing the belt for my dress. So I should do that at some point, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon making this shirt dress. I also, while I was out, picked up this month's Birder magazine, which, do you know, I haven't actually sewn anything from a Birder magazine for a very long time, but I've been using them for so many years I can't get myself out of the habit. In fact, hold on. Right, so this one, just grabbed one here. It's 2011. So what's that, 8 years ago? Yeah, completely intact, didn't use it. But I can't get out of the habit of buying them, and every now and then you get some really good gems. In fact, quite regularly you get some good gems. You also get a lot of repeats. But anyway, when I stop and have a break at some point, I will enjoy reading that. I've also got, has arrived in the last couple of days, a copy of Vogue magazine. My lovely mother-in-law bought me a subscription to Vogue, which is, at this time of year, a brilliant present to ask somebody for if you know that you're stuck for what to have, because I don't know that I would necessarily buy a Vogue magazine every month, but it is, yeah, it's really nice to go through and have a little look at that. So I've got those two lined up for some point in the next little while. Oh, the other thing I did yesterday was updated Trello. I keep all my or I kind of keep a collection of all the sewing patterns that I own on Trello, and I find it to be really useful because although I keep paper copies up here, there are still PDF ones that I've not printed out yet, so it's just a really good way of referencing them. It's really handy when you're out buying fabric because I've got the app on my phone and I can just see how much fabric is required. But if I've had a phase of buying a few patterns, and I bought a few in Black Friday sales, including the Dawn jeans from Megan Nielsen, which is probably the next thing I'm going to make. But if I'm busy or I'm just not in the mood, then the Trello thing can get a bit out of date. So I updated that yesterday. Find that to be really useful. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to get on with the shirt dress now until 5:30, which is when it's kick-off, and it's really, really quiet here today. My daughter has a Saturday job, so she's at work, and then our son has just started his first ever Saturday job today as well. So there's only me and Dave here. Ruby's back at uni, and we're not used to it. He's upstairs pottering around, repotting cacti or something, and yeah, it's very quiet. In 2 years' time, when the younger two have gone to uni, this is how it's going to be all the time. It's very strange. Anyway, let's hope City win this afternoon.